Yo, who's back again in your news feed? Dun 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 dun. Dyze, back again in your news feed. What is the word, peeps? What goes on? Jay Porks here, coming to you with another video edition, the COVIDeo edition of Dyze in your house. Hashtag stay home, hashtag get healthy, hashtag wash your hands. Don't leave your house. I'm gonna show you guys a cool trick. Now, I've always said that if I was going to be somebody who wanted to further my YouTube experience, I would figure out some way to get some sort of better lighting. Because lighting is important on YouTube. Right? Show you a trick. Oh. Get friends that will help your social media endeavors. So, look at me. I got light now. How cool is that? But I also am not, I'm afraid that this thing is going to fall. It's a cool thing. It's lighting. I'd like to thank Tina. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And I will get all her social media stuff out to you when she gives me the list of that she wants me to share. Okay. So, if you're not familiar with what I'm doing these past couple of days, I'm not working. So I'm thinking that maybe people aren't working either. And maybe they want to spend some time with me. They want to spend some time with somebody. And maybe some of them are sick enough in the brain that they want to spend it with me. Maybe. So I'm here. I have a podcast every weekend. It's called Dyze in Your House. It comes out on SoundCloud. It comes out on Patreon. Now, what we do on the podcast is we fight fascism one podcast at a time. And we make it clear to people that voting is important. And we need to not only stay healthy through this crisis so that we can just be healthy and live, but we also need to stay healthy through this crisis so we can get out there in November and vote. Because we need to take back our country. Because the reason why people are dead is because of a direct lack of leadership, a direct failing at the top, a direct, being unprepared to a level that's never been experienced before in human life. There's a level of unpreparedness that was never eclipsed before now. And I just think it's insane that anybody would say the words to me, Jay, don't politicize this. When in fact, everything that's going on right now is a direct result of policy failures. The global pandemic squad was in place. The crew, the department of doctors, researchers, and scientists, they were in place. They were studying these what-if scenarios. That department was defunded in 2018. And then, a year later in December 22nd, 2019, Trump was briefed on the coronavirus. He was told, this shit's gonna be bad. December 22nd. It's March 27th, yo. We are 4 months behind this thing. Because we have an orange clown who's more interested in the stock market than actually governing. And I've been saying this for days. This whole idea that states have to fend for themselves on this. The idea that the federal government is not doing a 50 statewide response to this is absolutely mind-boggling to anybody with a working brain. It's absolute insanity. It's irresponsible, it's reckless, and it's causing people to die. More people are dying every day. In New York City, they are splitting ventilators. They have one ventilator with 2 tubes, and it's going to 2 people. Now, they asked the doctor this morning, they're like, is that safe? And he's like, I don't know if it's safe, but I know they're doing it. You know how crazy that is? You got nurses wearing plastic garbage bags? Garbage bags. We are reusing hospital gowns and stuff that gets thrown away after you do anything with it. Stuff that usually gets tossed in the garbage. We're saving this stuff because we don't have it? Why? Why is the federal government not helping us out? Why is the federal government leaving it up to the states? I'll tell you why. Because when this shit really hits the fan, because it hasn't hit the fan yet, when it hits the fan, they go around saying, well, the states, they did their own thing. It's not our fault. I mean, the views and opinions expressed on my podcast are that of my own and not that of my employer. But let me just say, of all the places I've worked, the good ones have taught me, the good places I've been employed in the past have taught me that, it's your fault. Instead of pointing a finger, you did it. You were in control of that. And you chose to not help. It's utterly sick and twisted behavior. Oh, they need to talk nice to me. What is this, a fucking rap song? Talk to me nice? Dude, you don't get elected to be the leader of a party, a political party. You get elected to be the leader of the whole country. So there is none of this. Completely reckless. I feel like Cuomo, because I get in front of a camera every day recording, and I say, where is the federal government? Where is the federal government? Why do we not have a coordinated response? Why aren't 50 states working together? Why is that not a thing? I understand that the governors are talking to each other and all that stuff. I understand that governors are staying in touch with everyone, and it's not really a rat race out there. I get it. But at the same time, it is absolutely mind-boggling that the federal government is not taking control of this situation. They already bungled the pregame when they were told this was coming. They bungled the response, the immediate response. They've bungled the response so far in its entirety. It gets worse every day. Not the virus. Of course the virus gets worse. Because scientists and researchers have told us, have written op-eds, and have told us, hey, this is getting worse. But this is getting worse every day in the sense where we're doing things to not help. Cuomo was saying. And I know I don't always agree with Cuomo, but you know what? He was at the press conference the other day, and they asked him, they said, do you want to legalize weed? And he said, I would like to legalize weed. And that was the only comment he gave on it. So, okay, I'm gonna like him this week. So he's up there, and he's, begging for the federal government to help. We need 20,000 ventilators. FEMA sent like 700 or something. 2,000. I don't know what they sent. I don't know what the number was. My cat's here. He's just off camera. The way this lighting system is set up, again, thank you, Tina. The way this lighting system is set up is, I haven't exactly figured it out yet. I've got the phone staying there, but I'm not sure how long it will hold. So I don't want to move. You know what? I'll risk it. There he is. I should do the rest of it like this. I think I will. Anyhow. Good job, Charles. The federal government's failure And then they're going to say, oh, it wasn't us, wasn't our fault. You have to take responsibility. And enough's enough with this. So, us, as enlightened Americans, as Americans that listen to doctors, I pointed to my head instead of my ear, as Americans who listen to doctors and not, idiots that are painted orange, we know what to do. We know what we can do, not what to do. We know what we can do, what is in our power. And that is, if you have to stay home, if you're not working, hey buddy, don't worry. My cat's an indoor cat, so don't worry. He's staying home too. He's under complete quarantine. So what you have to do is stay home if you could. If you need to leave, make sure you have necessary things. You have your Purell. You have gloves. You have a mask. And if you don't have these things, okay. Make sure you stay, either way, you're staying 6 feet away from people. Practicing physical distancing. It's not really social distancing. You can still talk to people. Being social I don't know where the whole social, I know it's like, all right, so they came up with social distancing, meaning stay away from large gatherings, social gatherings, baseball games, go to the bar, shit like that. Okay, but in reality, it's physical distancing. Physically distance yourself from people. So you have to do that. If you have a mask, cool. If not, all right. But make sure you're washing your hands at every available opportunity. If you're out there, if you're out in the world and you see a sink and you don't wash your hands, that's crazy. You wash your hands at every aspect. 20 seconds with warm water. Now, it could be 20 seconds. You can sing happy birthday twice. I've also heard that if you scream the chorus to 9 Inch Nails Closer at maximum volume in public areas, I heard that that's a good way to count how many seconds it is. People are going to be looking at you, but ignore them. Be positive in who you are. I hear you snoring, Charlie. And if I can hear you, they can hear you. It's all right. A lot of places are closed. So you have the opportunity to quarantine yourself, to stay away from people. It's not about you. It's not really about how you feel. It's about other people. And you have to understand that other people can get sick from you, even if you don't feel sick. Sneezing is not a symptom. A random cough is not a symptom. But it would behoove you to not follow simple procedures and follow the simple ways we can help try to flatten the curve. And that's washing our hands, staying away from people, don't gather with people. Take a walk. You can take a walk. Going outside is perfectly healthy. I just took a walk. I had to use the ATM. So I just took a walk. I encourage you to I encourage you to do the same. Just don't gaggle with people. You know what I'm saying? Just take extra precautions. If you see Lysol on the shelf, the spray, if you see that on a shelf in a store, buy it. I mean, I doubt you'll see it, but if you do, buy it. That ish is good. I just saw something on the news. A lot of people were writing in asking, can the virus stay on your shoes? And that had split responses. People were like, oh, you wear your shoes in the house? That's disgusting anyway. Okay, whatever. Some people aren't take off their shoes at the door type people. I also heard a newscaster say maybe you can leave your shoes outside. Dude, are you joking? I'm going to leave my UNC 3s outside? That shit is clipped. But then they asked the doctor, and the doctor said, I can't imagine the virus living on your sneakers. This is from a doctor, a real life doctor who was on CBS, a nonpartisan, it wasn't a political show, it was just the news. And the doctor said he cannot imagine the virus living on your shoes. Nonetheless, when I walked in my house, I have peroxide that I sprayed the bottom of my shoe soles with, because just in case. I also sprayed my hands with that because why not? Precaution is key. I also saw something with mail. Because the virus can live on surfaces for up to days. They said you should get your mail with a plastic bag. Like, get a plastic shopping bag, use that to, hey. I don't know either. They say you should get a plastic shopping bag, take your mail out of the mailbox with it, leave it in the plastic shopping bag in the garage for 2 days. Just in case. Now, me personally, I check the mail like once every 3 weeks, so that mail piles up in there anyway. I saw that I think it was Zephyr Teach Out, tweeted something about a rent freeze in New York, hashtag rent freeze, NYC, or whatever the hashtag is, hashtag rent freeze. I saw that mortgage payments have been, the banks are like, yo, it's cool if the mortgage extended or whatever, we can wait. And a lot of bills are like, we're good, we can wait. Now that's cool. What about property taxes? Why is there no property tax freeze? Don't you think that a property tax freeze would be sufficient in times like this? Don't you think that it would be a waste of essential services that if somebody didn't pay their property taxes in Corona mania, in COVID mania, if they didn't pay their property taxes completely on time, don't you think it would be a waste of essential resources to have a sheriff come and kick a family out of a house? I'm just saying. This is just something I'm saying. So I tweeted that. And Zephyr Teach Out liked the tweet. So, yay. She ran for something in New York. I think it was school chancellor or something. Because her name was Teach Out. So I was like, cool, her name's Teach Out. I'm trying to place my coffee down lightly because I don't want to... Because I am close to the end. I made it through this video without this contraption falling, and I'm very happy. I don't even know what it's called. But imagine a makeup mirror, but without the mirror, it's just got a little spot for your phone. And I'm just here, like, hey, it's cracking. So I appreciate that again, Tina. Thank you. My gypsy insta-thought. Anyhow, before I get up on out of here, things you need to watch for today. You need to watch if Republicans find a way to derail the bill in the House. The stimulus bill it passed the Senate. It did not pass the House yet. Nancy Pelosi, Madam Speaker of the House, she wants to have a vocal vote. She doesn't want to have people come to the Capitol to vote. And that only works if everybody's going to vote with it. But I saw one of these Republicans is like, no, we're not doing that. I'm coming. And everyone's coming. So we're going to get 400 people in a room together. Yay. That's CDC guidelines being followed. Absolutely. So, be on the lookout for that. And when that stimulus bill passes, remember, if you don't hear anything about, listen, small business, large business, whatever business, how about all business? How about every business that had to close, how about the government pays their payroll for that term? So that the business is okay. So that when this is over, the businesses can just start up again. There are retail shops that are closed. You can't tell me that a retail place that employed, this many people is going to reopen and employ less. Like, that's not fair. The lack of leadership at the top caused our businesses to be closed, and therefore our businesses should be paid. And every business. I'm talking about the small, the farmer's market on the corner. And I'm talking about the retail places too. Retail is big business in America. In terms of like people having jobs. And if we want to slow down, how we're trying to flatten the curve of COVID by using stay-home measures, using shelter-in-place measures, social distancing, physical distancing, all that. Well, we need to flatten the curve in terms of robots taking our jobs by having retail operators open again when we're safe to do so, whether that's a month from now or whatever the case may be. A little over a month. I pray I can't be here anymore. I mean, Charlie, I love you, buddy. You're the best. He's the best. This ain't it. And I don't want to be here anymore. I just want to get back to hanging out with my friends and doing hood rat shit. You know what I'm saying? I just want to do hood rat shit with my friends. Is that so hard? Is that so hard for me? Instead, I just want to have my podcast every weekend where I fight fascism and promote democracy. And if you're wondering what fascism is, hey Google, what is fascism?
According to Wikipedia, fascism is a form of far-right, authoritarian ultranationalism characterized by dictatorial power, forcible suppression of opposition, and strong regimentation of society and of the economy, which came to prominence in early 20th century Europe.
And that's what we fight every week on Dyze in Your House. And you can get that at soundcloud.com/Dyze in Your House. You can get that at patreon.com/jporks. You can get that on this very YouTube page that you're watching this video. You can also get it if you follow me on Twitter at jporks, or you follow at Least Coast Radio on Twitter. You can also get that. Go find Least Coast Radio on Facebook. You can like them there. Also follow me on Instagram at Dyze in Your House. I also share it there along with pictures of him. He's the best. And the occasional bad selfie, because that's just what I does. That's what I do. So follow me on all those platforms. Listen to the podcast every weekend. It's about 20 minutes. There's better audio because I have a real microphone and stuff like that. And I'm here. This is what, day 10 or day 11? This is day 11. And I'm here for the 14-day period. It might be more. Depends on what you like. If people say, hey, Jay, I really want this to continue, then I will be forced to make this continue. So let me know what you think on all those social media platforms I just got you. Twitter, at jporks, at Least Coast Radio. Instagram, at Dyze in Your House. SoundCloud.com/Dyze in Your House. Patreon.com/jporks. Till tomorrow. jporks, Dyze in Your House, exclusively on Least Coast Radio for the least heard voices. Stay home, stay healthy, vote blue 2020. We take our country back November 3rd, no matter what.